Lululemon, a pioneer in the sportswear and activewear space, a brand that does it like none other. When we look at Lululemon, what can we as entrepreneurs learn from this behemoth? Innovation has always been their primary focus, and there is no better place to innovate than in sportswear, where there needs to be a mixture of performance and functionality. And they've done this in spades, starting with their Luon fabric offering, which at the time was massive. It was revolutionary. It changed the way and the standard that we set for sportswear fabrics. And although it sounds pretty standard right now, at the time Luon was revolutionary. It was a nylon spandex blend that had core performance aspects, but somehow it felt like cotton. It felt very smooth to the touch, very familiar. Right now we call this a peached finish, but Luon at the time was bringing in a lot of unique features to the market that didn't exist. So how did this create a core method of innovation? Well, it changed the way that the market looked at fabric and sportswear offerings. Whereas before, sportswear was purely limited to the functionality that a garment could afford you. And now there was a focus on how comfort and functionality could cross over to each other. We didn't have to pick either or, we could have both at the same time. Number 2 is how Lulu builds their community. Community is at the core of brand building. When you build a brand, you bring together a set of like-minded people, all with shared values, and you encourage them to be a part of that brand. And what Lulu does is it makes it very clear who their community is and who the tribe is. And they do this simply by offering activities. In terms of how they present themselves, they offer activities, they offer free classes like yoga, they offer workshops, cycling classes. They are always going above and beyond to allow their customers to engage with the brand in the setting of activities that could allow them to have shared experiences with other people. So if you look at a free yoga class that they might have put on by the beach, well, sure, you may not be wearing Lululemon to that experience, but if it's put on by Lulu and you see other people that share similar experiences to you, that have a similar mindset to you, all are within that space, and you see, oh, they're wearing Lulu and she's wearing Lulu and he's wearing Lulu. What that does is it subconsciously plants in your mind that in order to be a part of this community, then the uniform, the way to dress is as such. And believe it or not, we as humans are social creatures, and this stuff really does work. They also carry forward this idea of community building in their marketing. They tend to use their marketing campaigns as opportunities to tell stories. They always bring forth the customers, the types of people that represent the brand, and they give you a day in the life. They give you a sneak peek into their world. This creates a very easy and approachable way for other customers to relate to the brand and to identify with the brand, creating this cohesive look and feel. It's so powerful because when you see someone as well that presents something to aspire to, and the product of Lululemon is put at the forefront of what might be facilitating that excellence, well, then you're more likely to gravitate towards the brand as a whole because of that. Number 3, and this takes us on naturally into what I call as their strategic, community-centric marketing efforts. No one wants to feel that they are being sold to. They go beyond the traditional paid marketing strategy. Sure, it might be paid, but it feels very grassroots. It creates something that is much more tangible. It allows customers to feel closer to the brand. And if you watched our Buff Bunny video, this is one of the core components of why I believe Buff Bunny is so successful, and Lulu kind of carries this in a different way. Whereas Buff Bunny has Heidi that represents the community. Well, with Lulu, everyone represents the community. By having a grassroots marketing, this also encourages word of mouth. If you go online right now and you look at Lululemon reviews, the majority of these reviews are regular customers that are just giving their opinions of the products and how excited they are to have purchased these products and to have engaged with the brand. Whereas you might see a lot of brands that are paying influencers heavily to promote their products, to push their products. It can come off sometimes as disingenuous. With Lulu, the majority of people are just regular people like you and I that are pushing their brand out there because they feel a sense of community. They want to share what they love about the products because they love them so much. And this is tremendously influential because if you believe that someone is sharing a piece of information with you, a recommendation as a friend, rather than because they're being paid to do so, you're much more likely to accept that as a genuine and authentic review of the product. And this is what skyrockets the return Number 4 is that Lulu has unwavering focus, and this is essential. Even a brand like Lululemon that has every single opportunity in the world to branch out into different product categories and different niches has and will always maintain a focus on their core product segments of yoga and activewear designed for everyday use. In a funny sense, if you look at Lulu's website and you look at the way that they present themselves through their marketing and through their social media, you might even say that they're learning from some of industry's largest leaders in tech, Apple, which comes from sort of a focused product range. They are trying to go deeper rather than broader and wider across the product range. They focus on innovating the products that they have rather than just mindlessly introducing new product categories and new product segments for the sake of it. So if you go to Lulu and you get a pair of leggings, you understand that this is based off of years of innovations, of iterations. And even when Lulu decides to venture into new categories that make sense for them, they still have an unwavering focus to maintain their core product values, their core philosophies, how they design, how they develop, how they market their products. And all of this unwavering focus allows them to consistently, delicately toe the line between product and brand expansion without sacrificing brand integrity. Number 5 is that they have visionary leadership. In the late 1990s, their founder, Chip Wilson, what might have seemed at the time as a massive gamble, decided to go all in on the yoga space. At the time, it might have seemed like a ludicrous idea where the space itself just wasn't as visible, wasn't as clear that there was opportunity there. And this is what we call in business as the blue ocean strategy. It's open waters. It is scary, it is unknown, it is unclear, but if you are willing to go and capitalize and to be brave and to be courageous, then the opportunities and the upside is massive. And this is what Chip Wilson did. He went all in on a category that is now a multi-billion-dollar industry that might not have been that position at the time. When you can compare Lulu to other brands in the 1990s, their understated, luxurious, minimalistic aesthetic was completely contrarian to the loud, brash, sporty, out there visuals and brand identities of the time that you could see with other brands like Adidas, Nike, Puma. But they owned it. They did it to the best of their ability, and it became an industry standard, and a lot of the larger players ended up following suit. And it goes beyond this. It goes beyond Chip Wilson. Even after his departure as CEO, they were able to continuously adapt. The company has always been resilient to change. They've continuously adapted the brand to cater to different needs, even through the ups and the downs. Number 7 is that Lulu always aims to craft unique retail experiences. When you reach a certain point to have a level of credibility and you see some of the larger brands do it, you need to have a retail presence. Especially as a premium brand, you need to give customers a way to experience the brand in a physical format, to be a part of that community, to touch and feel the fabric, to try it on. This is what then galvanizes and catapults their online store sales into the next level. If you look at an Apple store, it's large, it's open, it's very, very, very sort of bright. It allows a lot of sunlight to come in. They introduce elements of greenery. Lulu does this in their own way. It allows you to craft your own unique experience, and it engages you to interact with the people and to interact and engage with the products, to try them on, to feel them. Number 8 is that Lulu focuses on building sort of a cult-like following for the brand. They have a well-known initiative called the Sweat Life Community. And through the Sweat Life Community, they host events. They offer fitness events. They offer health and wellness retreats, as if you are not only an customer of the brand, but also a member and someone who is a part of the defining vision and the defining image of the brand. All of this cult-like following leads to a sense of loyalty to the brand when you are buying a Lulu product. Well guys, that is it. That has been 8 key lessons that you as a sportswear entrepreneur can learn from Lululemon. Massive thank you to everyone that helps us to create these videos, including our videographer Maziar. Thank you so much for all of the effort that you put into. You can check out his links in the description below. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, let me know what other brands you want to see in future episodes. And if you guys want my personal opinion on how you as a sportswear brand can scale to the next level, or an activewear brand or a fashion brand can scale to the next level, either through your product design, your product development, your marketing efforts, well, check the link in the description. I offer one-on-one consultation calls every single week, and I would be more than happy to hop on a call with you and discuss how we can help you scale to the next level. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Fittdesign TV. Until next week's episode, stay awesome.